Hello, my name is Emily Biolsi, and this is a lesson, part of a unit for the 5 senses. It is a lesson on smell and touch. This is a lesson plan modified for students with autism, and it's done for Touro College. Autism is a neurological disorder. Symptoms of autism include difficulty with social interactions, difficulty focusing, avoiding eye contact, difficulty communicating and expressing their feelings, restrictive and repetitive forms of behavior, difficulty understanding social indicators such as tone of voice or facial expressions. Important behavioral method throughout this lesson is the applied behavior analysis. This lesson is for a grade level, 2nd grade. It could be used in a general education classroom with inclusion or special education classroom. The objectives for this lesson is that students will be able to identify the 5 senses, recognize what we use each sense for, identify which body part is used for each sense, describe objects by using the sense of touch and smell, and learn through trial and error. On this page of the slide, you will see the New York State Learning Standards that go with this lesson. The materials you will need are 4 covered cups, lemon, rose petals, chopped garlic, coffee grinds, sandpaper, velvet, and cotton. To start the lesson, I would activate prior knowledge. As I said in the beginning, this lesson is a lesson within a unit. Students will already know what senses are, and they should know the body part that they use for each sense. So what I would do is I would ask students to point to their body part on their body that they would use for each sense. I would call out a sense, such as taste, and students should react by touching their mouth. Same thing goes for the rest of the senses. However, you can make it a bit physical and fun by asking students to do certain body movements, such as blink their eyes, clap their hands, or wiggle their ears. I would then ask the children to sing along with Barney and friends about our 5 senses. This is a video you can find on YouTube, and this video allows children to get out of their seats, get their energy out, dance, and also sing along while learning about their 5 senses. You can click this link to access the video on YouTube. For the first activity, I would do individual or with 2 children at a time. My co-teacher would be working on the same activity with other students. For the first activity, we are going to practice the sense of smell. I will display 4 cups labeled with the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are all covered so that students are unable to see what is in the cup. The first cup contains coffee grinds. The 2nd cup contains garlic. The 3rd cup, rose petals, and the last cup, lemon. One by one, I would ask students to choose a cup, put their nose to the top, and smell. I will ask students to describe what it smells like. Now, it is okay for students to relate something they're familiar with the smell. For example, if a child chooses cup number 1 with coffee grinds, they may say, "It smells like what my father drinks in the morning before he goes to work." They're relating coffee grinds with coffee. Some students with autism are unable to communicate ideas that well, so that would be an acceptable answer. And we would continue cup by cup. Some students may describe things such as rose petals. They may say, "No, right away it smells like flowers." They can also say it smells like the flowers that my dad got mommy on Valentine's Day, and so on. For the next activity, we would be doing the sense of touch. Now for this one, you can use blindfolds. However, some students can get a little bit scared and frightened by covering their eyes. What you can do is put the fabric in a box and have them put their hands in the box while looking away. Again, they're going to touch each fabric and they describe to you what it feels like. Again, if they associate the fabric with something they are familiar with that they can relate to, that is also okay. The point of this lesson is to make sure the students know how to use their senses and that they're using it in the correct way. So if a student touches number 3, the silk, and says it feels like mommy's pajamas, they are relating it to something they are familiar with. That is okay. Some students may say it feels silky or soft. At the end of this lesson, you can have students talk to each other and the teacher and discuss what they felt, how it felt. You can also ask students what was their favorite fabric. You can then give students fabric to have with them during class time because some fabric may be comforting to students. And if it's comforting, it may soothe them and relax them when they get a little bit too active or frustrated or are unable to express their emotions. The informal assessment would be that I would observe the child throughout the lesson to see if they're participating in a controlled manner, if they're following directions, doing as I ask, and staying focused. Also, I would observe if the child is able to communicate in simple ways, as I said before, regarding what they smell or feel. This should be a very fun lesson. Students should be able to associate things with things they are familiar with. And students should be involved and entertained and not distracted. Thank you. That is the end of my lesson.